Hey, my name is James Varela. I live in Austin, Texas, and today I'm going to be showing you a bit of my garden that I've been working on for the past 6 months. I bought this house about a year ago, and we've been ripping out grass and trying to transform this place, and basically just making it into a garden that we really love. I've been working on this with my partner Ray, and today I'm just going to show you a bit of what we've been growing. So this front part is a mixed border. It's the style of a cottage garden, and what that means is that different plants basically are densely planted in this one space. I have a lot of rudbeckia that's kind of uniting this bed, and the rudbeckias are these black-eyed Susans here. I have several different varieties. This one's Indian Summer. And Indian Summer is known for having very large flowers here, but I've also Denver Daisy, which are coming out of their flowering and kind of finishing up. I'm filming this in the middle of July, so some of the flowers are looking a little tired while some others are starting up again, but this is basically a period between spring flowering and late summer flowering. So I'm going to show you a bit of what we have going on. Here I have a lot of gomphrenias mixed throughout the bed. Gomphrenias are these sort of small dots of color mixed throughout the bed. They make excellent dried flowers. They have sort of dried touch to them. I also have a lot of zinnias you're going to see throughout the bed. These are Zinnia Envy. These ones aren't double, but sometimes occasionally they do produce double flowers. I also have some straw flowers mixed into the border. Straw flowers are also really excellent dried flowers. And you can see why they're called straw flowers, because they have kind of the sound and appearance of straw. I have a salvia over here. This one finished flowering a couple weeks ago, and you can kind of see over here a few flowers left. It's a really nice soft pink color. I have a baby gem boxwood down here. It's kind of overcrowded, so when the spring flowering and the summer flowering is done, I'll really try to create a little more space around it. It looks like here I have a seed head for a straw flower also. That's kind of cool. You can see all the different seeds right there, so I'll probably come back and collect that when I'm done with the video. What else do I have here? Here's a Muhlenbergia white cloud. In the fall, it'll produce really nice white flowers that are really airy and kind of fluffy. Here is a Greg's Mistflower. There's about 3 plants here, so that's why it's kind of large like that, but once it starts flowering, it'll be blue flowers, and the butterflies just go crazy over it. So I'm really excited about this one, and I keep checking it every day to see if flowers are forming yet, and nothing yet. It just keeps getting larger and larger, so I'm waiting for that one. On the ground, I have a Delosperma over here, and you can see all the cute little flowers that it produces. It's grown like mad recently. I started with a small cutting from a friend of mine, and I've spread it out in different parts of the bed, and it's just starting to cover it like crazy. And I really like it because it adds both flowers, because the main attraction of this, I want it to be, is a pollinator garden. But also it's also keeping the soil a lot cooler, because it's basically acting like a mulch. More rudbeckias, like I've told you. Let's see what else. More Denver daisies in the back. I have a Nephofia right there that has yet to flower, so I'm waiting for that and hoping that flowers soon. There's also a David Austin rose in the back right there. Next time I would probably give it a little more space because these zinnias are really crowding it, but the flower is really beautiful. It's a soft pink and it's the Alnwick variety. And then of course right in front is a ton of zinnias here that are just really making a nice show. And this pink one right here is actually just one. And what I did was, when it was growing about 8 inches, I topped it, and then it just created all these different branches. So that's why it looks like there's a lot more here, but there's actually just a few plants. But they're doing really well, and in Austin, Texas, you have to plant really heat tolerant plants, and these plants seem to do really, really great in the heat, and they also don't mind a little bit of drought here and there. So they have been rewarding me a lot. What else? Let's see. Have a few foxgloves mixed in here that I did not know that would be, I didn't know that they'd be totally sheltered by the zinnias, but it'll come through next season. These are biennials, so they need a little more time. I'm thinking probably next spring is when they'll flower. More Delisperma, more Gumphrenas. I have a few Scabiosas right here. I just planted those, so I think I'm gonna need to give it some time until they start flowering. There's more zinnias. These ones are envy, like on the other side. I have quite a few bachelor buttons here mixed throughout the bed. These are great because it's such a beautiful color, and it's kind of a rare color in nature. So I love planting these. They don't last too long, unfortunately, but the show that they give is pretty amazing. Here we have some Nigella here. These are the seed pods, so this one is already flowered, but these are also really nice flowers. They're kind of strange looking and kind of like the flower structure. And here you can actually see some flowering. They're great plants as well. I'm keeping the seed pods because they're kind of interesting and providing a little structure. I have several delphiniums over here. These are allegedly perennial in this zone, so I'm hoping that they'll make it through the summer, because the real thing that would kill them is not the winter, it would be the summer. They're looking pretty tired, but they've already finished flowering, so I can put up on the screen some of the flowers that they produce. It's also that really nice blue color, and it's just really beautiful show, really nice spikes. The great thing about this one is that I haven't had to stake them, so that's always a really nice thing. I'm trying to avoid staking if I don't have to, but sometimes you just have to, unfortunately. Here I have a hydrangea paniculata. This is a limelight hydrangea. This is my first year growing it, and it's doing so well. It's a little smaller than I expected, but I think because it's just establishing itself, so it needs more time. But you can tell on these really nice, beautiful mop heads, you know, it's such a nice show, and they're doing very well in this heat. Most hydrangeas just really fail in this heat and this amount of sun. It gets about 6 hours of direct sun. It's July, so it's looking a little tired, but I'm just so happy with it. So I definitely want to get more of those. Here I have a Salvia Hot Lips. It's just a really nice filler plant. Great for just putting some space into, or filling some space in this bed. They usually kind of go between red flowers and white flowers. Sometimes they're blooming at the same time. So it's a fun kind of airy plant, and it's a salvia, so it absolutely loves this area. I have some hollyhocks here. One of them already flowered this year, and I have the stalk right here. So I'm gonna probably collect some of the seed from that and plant some more, but I've had some issues with rust. Rust has been kind of annoying on the hollyhocks, so I've been trying to avoid watering directly on the leaves and just water at the source down here. So if you have any tips on how to deal with rust, that would be great. Here I have a lot of milkweed. Caterpillars obviously love it. This is their main source of food for the monarch caterpillars. Originally I grew these from seed, but I thought they were going to be larkspur, and this is what grew. So I guess the world wanted me to have milkweed instead. But I really like milkweed anyway, so I was like, it's a win-win. So I still grew it. I have a few snapdragons intermixed in here. This one was honestly just germinated maybe a couple months ago, so it's already flowering. There's a little spider on it, a couple of different spiders. But it's flowering in the middle of July in Texas, so that's pretty amazing to me. Here's a Rudbeckia maxima. It's about as tall as me. It's pretty amazing. Gave a good show. I'm keeping the stalks going right now because it provides a lot of structural interest and it just looks really cool. Adds another layer to the garden that goes vertical. And I think it might actually want to be flowering again, which is really cool. I hope that's the case. I have some Verbena bonariensis right here. There's some damage to it. I'm not sure if this is fungal or spider mites or what, but the plant doesn't seem to really care at the moment, so I'm not going to really invest too much time in figuring out what it is. If you know what it is, that'd be great. But they're just nice little airy purple plants. More milkweed, more Rudbeckia Indian Summer. Here's another Rudbeckia Goldsturm. What else do I have in this area? I have some Nepeta seedlings going right here. These were from seed. They're perennials, so they're taking a little longer to develop, but they're getting there. And I mixed the seeds all over the bed. But once they're flowering, they should be a nice purple color. And I'm really excited about those. There's more Nepeta over there. I had some foxgloves in this area. They finished flowering, so I kind of yanked them out recently, and now I need to put something else in that spot. Here's some Gaura, and I really love this plant because it kind of has this nice airy feel to it. The flowers are really attractive too, and it has this natural cottage garden feel to it. So next year I definitely want to plant more of those. I also have intermixed throughout bicolor irises here. Provides a little vertical interest. And it hasn't flowered, but that's fine because I just kind of split up an old bicolor iris, so I think they're just getting established again. More bachelor buttons, more Nepeta, and yeah, let's go to the other bed. So this is the side bed that Ray's been working on, and his approach is more of a prairie garden type of feel. He is really emphasizing echinaceas, which are right here. They're just really nice flowering perennials that the flowers last months and months, and even when the flowers are done, like these ones are basically at the end of their lives, you can still keep the cones, and it provides a lot more interest for months to come. Birds also really love them because they eat all the seeds. Here we also have a lot more scabiosas. Oh, and you can see there's a bee right there. So this is also another great pollinator garden. But nice, lovely, airy scabiosa flowers. Let's see, there's Stipa tenuissima, or Mexican feathergrass. Right here, more airiness. There's some blue fusky grass that will be flowering in the fall, I believe. There's an Artemisia Powys Castle back there. It provides a really beautiful blue background to the bed. There's also some Liatris, which is probably my favorite here. This Liatris is just so beautiful. It's so massive too, and they're starting to flower now. It feels like a very Dr. Seuss type of flower, and I just love the color so much. It starts from the top and then blooms all the way down. So that's a great one. I'm expecting a really beautiful show on this whole thing, so I'll take more pictures of that. There's a daylily in here. There's also lavender, right there, and I'm really surprised that the lavender is growing and doing well. And I think it's actually because this bed is on a slope, so the water just moves so fast all the way to the back. So it doesn't allow for the lavender to sit in a lot of moisture, so that's perfect. Here is a desert globe mallow. Really nice, beautiful blue color. There's some nice rippling on the edges. It's just a really attractive plant, and also when it's flowering, there's a nice apricot colored cup flower. So it's really nice, I like that a lot. Maybe we'll add more to that as well. More liatris. One of the failures for this one is this prairie-style, a Russian sage. It's not doing too well in this location. I think it's a combination of factors. Both, it's at the very bottom of this hill, so it's probably getting the most sun. I mean, the most water, but also it's not getting as much sun as it should be. So we may either move this out to another location or just, you know, take it out because it's not working here. But Russian sage is a really beautiful plant anyway, so I'm really hoping that we can save it. Here's more Salvia Greggii. This came in with the house that was already here. Here's a Miscanthus Morning Light, and it's another really nice structural plant. If you look closely, the leaves are kind of variegated, so that's really nice. In the fall, it produces flowers, and they're very airy, and they catch the light, just like the name says, morning light, very nicely. So I'll put up a video of what it looks like when it's actually flowering. But that's pretty much it for these two front gardens. So I'm gonna take you to the back. So here we are in the backyard. I have split it up in a few different ways. We have some raised beds here, and then I kind of have a test bed right here where I've just been trying different things that I've wanted to grow, but I don't necessarily know if they're gonna be totally successful, so I'll try them back here. First thing I have is, this is an Amethyst Falls wisteria. It bloomed, I think in April, and it was a beautiful, beautiful show. Really nice purple flowers and a really nice scent to it as well. I just started trellising it, so hopefully it'll continue down this fence and just create a nice background to this area, and hopefully maybe have like a wall of purple flowers in a few years. So that's my goal. And then in front of it, I've been trying different plants. I have these teddy bear sunflowers. I think there's one that's actually flowering, so I can show you that one. It's a little short, but this variety is a little shorter anyway. Here's a taller one right here. So they're coming along. I'm excited for them because they're gonna make cut flowers, so that's gonna be wonderful to have. I have intermixed Zinnia Envy and some other Zinnia varieties too. And right here I have a Bells of Ireland. So this is kind of a green flower, and you can actually see the flowers right here. So cool. I'm so excited that this is growing. I don't think it normally grows in this heat, and it looks pretty tired, but it's trying its very best, so I'm super happy with it. So you can see the actual bells right here, and they make excellent cut flowers, and they look really great in a bouquet. I have some more milkweed intermixed in here. This one has yellow flowers, the one in front has orange flowers. I've had to stake quite a few things in here, but I've kind of given up, so some stuff is just falling on top of it itself, but that's okay. Here's another milkweed, more Zinnia Envy, and yeah, I think that's mostly it for this bed. So I'm going to show you, we have 3 raised beds over here, and we put them on this slope. So it's kind of cool because you can see everything at once. We used some Trex. So this is kind of a waterproof material and built it around that. And this was given to us by our great former neighbors. So we're really appreciative of that. And in it we have some purple basil right here, really amazing color. And some people actually use this in floral arrangements as well. We have more zinnias because we're going to use a lot of these for bouquets and cut flowers. So that's why you're seeing so many zinnias. But here are more of them, and we have, under it, we have a melon vine. And over here is a watermelon vine. So we'll see what happens with that. There's also some zucchinis over here that just produce zucchinis almost daily. So it's hard to keep up with the harvest on that. On the second bed up here, we have a mixture of some cosmos, and we have a few different tomato varieties. This tomato over here is Red Pride. In front of it, we have some eggplants. So I've been hoping that these eggplants the eggplant flowers would get pollinated and we'd actually get some eggplants. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm hoping, it's been flowering for a while, but yet no eggplants yet. Cute flowers though. And then on the last bed up here, I have a mixture of, these are sun gold tomatoes. They produce these kind of miniature variety, and this is the color of the tomato when it's ripe. They're really good and they're great, just like snacks. So I've been tying them together with these strings and trying to create sort of network where it can kind of align and balance itself and grow up the twine that I put. Next to it I have some corn. These are blue corn. I actually planted just 4 blue corn seeds, and this is kind of what has been growing here since then. I actually think we have corn, which is super exciting because here I think is 1 corn, and yeah, I don't know what this stuff is, but it looks really promising. I think there's a corn there, and there's more of them over here. So they've been doing really well as well. I have all these beds, and in fact the front beds as well, on drip irrigation. This one I have on these little mini soaker hoses. They're great because it saturates the whole hose, and then it kind of wicks to the center. And I have it built in these lines, sort of a grid pattern, so it hits every part of the bed. Try to keep it moist so the tomatoes and the tomatoes won't crack, and then the corn is happy. So we're gonna go to the final part of the yard and take a look at this large project that I've been going on. It's a retaining wall, and I can give you an idea of what it's going to look like when it's done. So this backyard is built on a pretty steep slope. That's why the raised beds are on that slope as well. So we wanted to make this area usable, and we decided to put a retaining wall and kind of create a tiered garden. Right now we've been using these Keystone compact blocks. They're about 70 pounds each, and they're a lock and pin system, so each one is locked together with a fiberglass pin. I'm pretty happy with how it's come so far. I have basically 1 more level here, and then there's going to be a cap. So above it, I really want to have kind of some trailing plants, and I think I want to cover the wall with a fig ivy, so it'll kind of be a nice green background to this area. So this has been a massive project. It's taken months and months and months. And we've been doing it all on our own, so it's taken a while, but there's a lot of pride in doing something like this on your own. So I think I will probably do an entire video just documenting the process that this has been, but it's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of pride to it, and I think I've decided or designed it the way exactly I want. So it's been really rewarding. So here we have the stair area, and it's going to kind of come up right here, go straight into the back door, but it kind of opens up back here, and we're probably going to create like a little patio area down here as well. So I'll take you up and we can look at the last part of what I've been working on. At this point right now, I'm basically sweating like crazy, but that's okay. I'm excited to talk about what I've been working on. Here, I just created this really quick bed. I just took out the sod, which is really just a mixture of different grasses at this point. And started planting all these dahlias that I had going from the different tubers that I bought. Right now I have cosmos going over here. These are basically a purple variety, so I'm really excited for that. It's going to create this airy cosmo meadow right here. And then I have some dahlias in the back and a few cosmos mixed in. I've been told that it's really difficult to grow dahlias in Texas, so I've decided to take up that challenge. There's a few different varieties. There's some that are more pom-pom, kind of small style dahlias, and then I have the larger dinner plate varieties. So I want to see what works, what doesn't, what I can grow next year. So I'm just trying different varieties to plan for the next season. But yeah, you can see that a lot of them already have little buds ready. I need to stake a few of them because they're already starting to flop over, and it's just a good practice to just stake them. But you know, just add it to the list. So something else to do. But that's mostly what I have going on. I have a lot of container plants. I have a lot of indoor house plants as well that I can show you at some other point. But this is all the different projects that I have going on out here, and I'm happy to share and show you what I have going on. So thank you so much for watching my video. I'll be sure to update you on all these different things that are going on. Thank you.